Hi there, welcome to Neppy Invest. Very happy to do this video today in my series of Appendix 4Cs. So I'm looking at all these companies that are releasing their quarterly cash flow reports. And today it's one of my favorite cash flow reports for this October 2020. And that company is Genetic Signatures. So they released their quarterly cash flow report today on October the 22nd. And I'm very happy to give you that. So Genetic Signatures are a company that do molecular diagnostics. So they have test kits available. That's maybe sort of a generalization, but they do test kits for a whole range of different afflictions. And of course, they have a test kit for COVID-19. One of two or three Australian companies that have a test kit. Maybe there's more, but definitely two on the ASX with Genetic Signatures along with Tomo Diagnostics, which is AT1, I believe. Anyway, let's get into why this cash flow report's really excited me. So we saw $11.4 million in cash receipts, which is not too shabby, especially when you compare it to their previous cash flow or receipts they had in previous quarters. And right at the bottom there is my favorite line, operating cash flow positive to the tune of almost $3.5 million. So that's really good first quarter for Genetic Signatures. Very happy with that. I'm not a holder for disclosure purposes. And if you've been following my series of videos, you'll know that I'm really interested in to see trends in cash receipts. That's the first thing I really look for, is sort of an upward trend, a good upward trend. They definitely had that before the last two quarters. We saw it go from 0.2 in April 2015 to $1.2 million in April 20. So very slow growth, but it was getting there slowly. And then, of course, in the last two quarters, we've seen an explosion in cash receipts. I think a lot of that has to do with COVID-19, the test kit that has been going out there and providing a lot of money. I'd like to see how much of that cash receipts was directly attributable to the COVID-19 and how much has been attributable to other test kits they have. But anyway, really good growth there in cash receipts. That's the main story here. Some of the brief details, or the report details. So revenue, $10.5 million. So revenue and cash receipts should be not too different. They are different, but hopefully they're very similar, which is a 50% increase on quarter and a 585% increase year on year. So that's what the QOQ means, quarter on quarter. YOY means year on year. And EMEA growth 70%. So that's Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So good growth in that region. And they have $33.2 million in cash. Try to remember what their market cap is. Their market cap's in the 200s. So depending on how much it is, their enterprise value might be in the 100s, which might be fairly good value, especially if they got a cash flow, operating cash flow of, say, 3.5 for a quarter. That means they're not badly valued at all. This figure one is from their report, and I just really like it. You can see the growth in revenue. So 2.8 in 18, 4.9 in 19, 11.3 in financial year 20, and the 10.5 the first quarter this year almost equals the whole revenue for the previous year. So that's significant growth in the last two quarters. And again, I think the one little thing that's giving me pause is just how much is attributable to COVID-19. And there is some risk there, especially if we have a vaccine tomorrow. We don't need really test kits anymore, maybe, I don't know. So let's look at the charts. If you do follow me, you'll know that I like financials. I'm sort of a cross between a technical analyst and a fundamentalist, so I like the both. I believe you can take advantage of both, and if you combine the two, you can use it to advantage. So this is their 3-year weekly chart, and we've seen really good uptrend, really from July 2018 when the price was around 40 cents or so. We saw a really good up week. This is a weekly chart, a really good up week, and we saw 50 cents hold as a really good line of support, and then it's been going up. Then we saw it sort of base around $1 for a while, over a year, just basing at $1. Then we saw that really uptick in would have been March of this year to $1.75, and then we saw it keep going up, and then It's retraced a bit, so it's got as nearly as high as $3, and has come back a bit. The 1 year daily, you can see that basing I was talking about at the start of the year into end of last year. And then around March 30th, there was an announcement. I can't quite remember what that announcement was. It did cause some excitement in the market. It was probably something to do with a test kit in China. That's what I'm assuming. Some good volume there. And we just saw the uptrend continue from that price around $1.50 all the way up to just short of $3. And then we're just seeing the share price come back a bit over the last few months, not on big volume at all. So the volume hasn't really risen all that much, which actually is quite bullish. You do want to see, whenever you see the share price pull back, you don't want to see it pull back with volume. That's a sign there's quite a bit of selling and someone just wants to get out. And today, upon their release of their quarterly cash flow report, the share price did go up 9%. So that's all I've got for Genetic Signatures today. So a very exciting quarterly cash flow report. Ideally, I'd like to see the next few cash flow reports just to see how they are trending with time and whether they can continue this trend. I'd also like to see a little bit more sort of information about where the revenue is coming from, which kits, and they do have a fair bit in the pipeline as well. So I'm not going to get into any details about the company itself. I might do a longer video on Genetic Signatures in the future, and there's a chance I might buy a small amount tomorrow, sort of a first little bid in tomorrow morning at open or near open, just so I can hold it and then I can accumulate later if they sort of ticks some more boxes for me. So that's what I'm thinking right now with Genetic Signatures, because they are cash flow positive operations. That's a sign I do look for. But one of the things I've changed now is the first sign of that, I will put a little bit of a stake into the company and then accumulate more if they start ticking boxes, as I've said before. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed doing it, and I've enjoyed just starting to do an in-depth research into Genetic Signatures. And hope you took something out of it. But again, I'm not a professional advisor, so if you do need professional advice, make sure you seek out a professional. Otherwise, have a good day, and hope you watch some of my other videos and even subscribe. Up there is a subscribe button apparently. That neppy thingy is a subscribe button apparently. Yeah, so see you later. Bye.